don't have time for these stupid games.
To test your courage and find your animality, you've got to put yourself in a dream state.
And just how am I supposed to do that?
Well, there's a slow way, and there's a fast way.
This is a holiday.
Don't have time for the slow way.
That's what I thought you'd say.
I was in a locked room with the lights off, trying to read the scriptures to paint a better picture. The feature so vivid with colors, all I can see is my brothers. I see no others. There is nobody above us. They can just hate it or love it. There is nobody above us. They can just hate it or love it.
Line that carries you on from today to tomorrow. So me and Blau, a day is like 100 years. I mean, shit get old real quick. Imagine that, and that's because of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? I can sit here and think of the thought of a motherfucker telling me what he gonna do on the phone, and through my penile chakra, my imagination so supreme, I already done it. So it's like doing it twice, and I can't do it twice. You know what I'm saying? He's like, "Yo, you still want to go?" I'm like, "Nah, it's cool. I done it already. That's just a problem I got." But you know what? I say bread, time, and energy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of thoughts. The way I do it, I started off, I mummified myself. I wanted to check my thoughts. So I sat in one spot. Unless I had to move, I didn't move. So I preserved energy. I laid back across my arms like a mummy. And y'all should try this and later and just ignore all the motherfucking thoughts. And not even really ignore them, but observe them. But ignore them because you ain't moving. And you will see that if you actually acted on half the damn thoughts that's not yours, but the thoughts that went past in your head, if you just sat back, you'd have saved $150, $200. Just think about that. Just actually sitting back, and I'm talking about unless you have to go pick somebody up, piss or something, like you eat or something, just lay there. Don't do nothing. And do that for a week and imagine how much money you're going to save. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much after that, you breathe while you're doing that. You breathe in, count to 10. Breathe out, count to 10. That's how you start. Breathe in, count to 10, breathe out. And when you do the gutmo breathing or the fire breathing as they call it, or the breath of life, you know what I'm saying? What happened is you exhale into all them thoughts. And them thoughts is actually a vibratory wave that they're sending through the elf towers. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is half the damn thoughts you're thinking ain't even yours. That's what you're going to realize. So you're like, well, what is my original thought? Only when you become one or in conscious do you have an original thought. You don't have an original thought until you woke. When you sleep, all them thoughts are generated from an external source because you don't even know who the fuck you is, so how can you have a thought? Anybody got any questions? Remember, this might not make no sense, but this is just random thoughts. I'm showing you the inside of my mind. I'm just giving you a glimpse under the Godspeed Nation Lake. You know what I'm saying? So just try not to think too deep about it, but if you do catch something, catch it. You know what I'm saying? And I do a lot of freestyling, which means it's hard for me to write because my hands start shaking. And the reason my hands shaking because the ancestors, instead of getting in line, waiting their turn to speak or put forth what's under my hand, which is Tahati and the feather of Ra under the pen act, my hands shaking because they just rushing, they bum rushing me things they want me to say to y'all. Like I'm gonna just start kicking, just saying things, and you can see through it resurrect. Like some of y'all have relationship issues, and in that situation you don't know what to do. But if you don't really focus on the relationship and focus on you, then you will rise above the relationship, and that person next to you that you think you in love with or connected, feel in love with, them emotions will leave because you're not the same person. So the memory leave and you don't have that connection and you will leave. Or they going to come around to where you at because those who is least willing to compromise in any situation holds the most power. So therefore, women, don't let the nigga talk to your stomach. Listen with your mind. Don't listen with your gut. If he tell you he love you and he kissing on you, but something smells funny, that's pretty much what it is. Because now they have, under the intergalactical talk with the distortion, they have encoded through food, air, wind, whatever the hell they put the shit in, water, a way to tamper with our instincts. And our instincts is our quick reaction. Like the minute before you come from the ether to the reality, that's your instinct. What you gonna do? And they tamper with that. And when you tamper with the instincts, you throw us off. So a lot of times you don't trust your own instinct. You don't trust your own thoughts because they're tampering with your instinct. If they haven't tampered with your instinct, a female will just be able to look at a nigga and tell they lying. And she gonna believe that. It ain't gonna be no question. It ain't gonna be no what's coming out of his mouth and none of that. She already know because she know her instinct is correct. But now it's off because they tamper with it. And it be right sometime, but it be wrong most of the time. Unless you align yourself back up and become one. And to become one for a female is you gotta have love, supreme love. Love will get you there. You know what I'm saying? Love will get you there. You know, I ain't no father to teach me how to love my daughter. It was just the fact that I love her would taught me how to love, you know, get me there to raise her right. You know what I'm saying? We created Godspeed Nation. We created Information and Lick. Me and Blau became the altars of a new day and a new light. And we spent half our fucking time in life trying to build with each other just to learn. The question is, what is the return? What is we getting? Not to say monetary wise, but where's we going? Why do we be who we be? You know, that'd be the ultimate question. Why do we be who we be? For what reason? You know what I'm saying? What effect? You know, why do we teach? Are we teachers? Are we leaders? You know what I'm saying? We don't really know why we here like this. You know, it's like an anonymity. You know, you rarely hear brothers building. You know, when brothers get in caught with me and Blau, it sound crazy to them, you know, because we're using English, but in the terms in which and fashion in which we use them make sense but don't make sense. And it fucks them up. And it's like a hidden language, and you're not even talking no hidden language. You just using regular language. You know what I'm saying? But that's how the conversation sound when you're in the back seat. You know, he like, damn, they usually fall asleep because their brain going overload and their nervous system begin to overheat and they shut down. And that's when I say they tamper with your instincts, that's the mechanism they use. If you ever notice when you brothers got knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and you trying to kick it amongst brothers and sisters or directly or with a one-on-one, that brother gonna fall asleep. Literally, like, start snoring on your ass. Or he gonna start blinking. When they start blinking, that means they causing total recall. That means whatever you saying before you're coming out your mouth is causing them to go back down through the time of their life. Meaning they almost waking up for a second. And a lot of times they get to blinking. A total recall is something me and Blau created. The fact that like if me talking right now, you would start to go through different areas of your life, and then there was unexplained chapters that started to make sense. That's what we call total recall. You know, we bring you back to things that happened that was necessary for you to know that you just never brought it up. You know, never felt the need to bring it up. I mean, we got a whole language we call hieroglyphs. Because if Blau called me and I say, Joe, why you late? He say, Smith. That's it. He ain't got to say nothing else. You know what I'm saying? That basically tell me that you lay beyond powers of your control. You know what I'm saying? So I already know what that is. That means you fighting Smith. You mean you fighting that negative energy or that force that's out there. So it's not, you know, we don't need to explain too much. Like when I say I was at the store and I seen Delilah. We all know Delilah, you know what I'm saying? The loud woman with the phone, you know, the phony hair, the shit talking and on the phone, just disrespectful, don't care who she talking around, you know, slouching around, shit like that. And he already know that type of essence. So I say, Joe, I seen 4 Delilahs, you know what I'm saying? He like, oh, I ain't trying to go. You know what I'm saying? Or Jezebel, that's the one that's extra sexy, materialistic, you know what I'm saying? Always out for money, and the nigga with the big cars, you know, the basketball wives. Or I might say Sahu, that's mean nigga go get your gun, because we finna be around some not wild niggas. Or I might say Mason, you mean, you know, some cool niggas just like to sit back and get money, but they really ain't on shit. So, you know, these are terms we use to explain a whole ideology of a situation. So we ain't gotta really talk too much, you know what I'm saying? We can say a lot in 3 words. That's why a lot of times our shit can be short, you know. We done said a lot. And I ain't gonna keep this too long, but fuck it, I'm in rocking chair mode. So, like I'm saying, anybody got any more questions? You know, because my brain is infinite and it's hard to zero it in on a thought. You know, it's like you gotta give me a computer or you gotta give me something to channel this energy through, which is a question, you know, or a direction. A question to me is a direction because I can go all over the place with this.
First one's courage.
I don't have time for these stupid games.
To test your courage and find your animality, you've got to put yourself in a dream state.
And just how am I supposed to do that?
Well, there's a slow way, and there's a fast way.
This is a harmonious beat.
Don't have time for the slow way.
That's what I thought you'd say.
I was in a locked room with the lights off, Trying to read the scriptures to paint a better picture. The future so vivid with colors, all I can see is my brothers. I see no others. There is nobody above us. They can just hate it or love it. There is nobody above us. They can just hate it or love it. Yeah, I made up my mind. I say it, I think it, it comes to existence. That is persistence. You could be gone in an instance. Life is just so realistic. I wanna dig deep, look into the nightmares you had as a child. I can't even sleep, I can't even think. The thoughts in my mind is just driving me wild. They call me the beast, and I will not sleep until you are put down to rest. You open your eyes, but you stay asleep while I push down on your chest. You need the paramedics plus plenty hours of calisthenics. I'm Indy Jones with that holy grail. You Kanye after the thing in Paris. Sell your soul for a Klondike. Drinking vodka, driving down a turnpike. Give your life to God and you think it's cool. So them demons come and they look for you. All I be hearing is white noise, and I'm thinking it's talking to me. You see the white light, it's Jesus Christ, so it might just be Blanche jewelry. Yeah, I be anticipating, reading from the book of Revelations. Look at the world causing devastation. It's the end of times, we just turn the pages. I'm watching my story unfold. I tune in and turn my life around. If I die today, take my soul away. It was Shy City and I held it down.